Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is the Apostle Lucifer channel, a place to share profound and inspiring Bible truths. Today, we explore an extremely important topic in the letter of Romans, the righteousness of God through faith, a message that has changed the lives of millions of people, and is still echoing strongly to this day. The book of Romans, written by the Apostle Paul, is considered one of the most important works of the New Testament. Why? Because it opens up how people can be justified by God, not by merit or law, but by faith in Jesus Christ. In Romans 1:16-17, Paul wrote, "For I am not ashamed of the gospel, for the gospel is the power of God to save all believers." These verses are not only the beginning of the book of Romans but also the foundation for the doctrine of salvation through faith. To understand more deeply, we will go through two main aspects. The power of evangelicals, Protestantism, is not just a message, but the power to save people, regardless of class or ethnicity. The righteous expression of God's righteousness is not created by man, but given by God through faith. This part is just the beginning. In the next part, we will go deeper into the practical meaning of righteousness through faith, and why Paul said that the righteous will live by faith. Please keep following. Don't forget to press like, subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next sections. Let's discover more wonderful things from the Word of God. The power of the gospel transforming life through faith. The gospel is not only a message, but also the power to transform lives. Now, let's discover how this power really affects people and brings a magical transformation. The gospel frees people from the shackles of sin. Paul affirms, "For everyone has sinned, lacking the glory of God." Romans 3:23. Sin not only distances people from God but also binds them to helplessness and despair. But the gospel is the key to liberation. Through the death and resurrection of Jesus, the gospel breaks the power of sin. No longer a slave of sin, each person is free to live in God's grace. Have you felt the liberation of the gospel in your life? The gospel brings righteousness from God. The righteous will live by faith. Romans 1:17. This is not just a statement, but the focus of the gospel. Righteousness does not come from personal effort, but from giving through faith in Jesus. Paul emphasized that everyone, whether Jews or Gentiles, is justified by faith. For example, think about the life of Paul himself, from the persecutor of the church to the great missionary, all thanks to the transforming power of the gospel. The gospel gives hope and new life. The gospel is not only a story about the past, but also brings vivid hope for the future. Paul wrote in Romans 8, "There is no more judgment for those who are in Jesus Christ." This means that the gospel not only frees people from sin, but also secures a future with God. Reflection question: what hope has the gospel brought in your life? The gospel challenges us to live differently. So, brothers, by the mercy of God, I advise you to offer your body as a living and holy sacrifice. Romans 12:1. The power of the gospel not only saves but also challenges each person to live a life that reflects the love and grace of God. This is shown by loving your enemies, forgiving those who hurt you, and living honestly and uprightly in everything. The gospel is the unchanging power. From liberation from sin, justification through faith, to giving hope and new life, this power is still working in each of our lives. Reflect. How has the gospel transformed your life? And how will you use your life to testify to the gospel? Follow the Apostle Lucifer channel to continue the journey to discover the Word of God in the next part. How to apply God's righteousness to daily life. 1. Understand the value of grace. Remember that righteousness does not come from our works but through faith in Jesus. Romans 3:22. Therefore, instead of trying to prove your worth, accept His grace humbly. This helps you avoid excessive guilt and live with gratitude. 2. Forgiveness and reconciliation. Just like God has forgiven us, let's learn to forgive others. Forgiveness is not only an act of love, but also a way for us to reflect God's righteousness in life. Ephesians 4:32-3. Live by faith, not by emotions. In trials, believe that God is still in action. Instead of being dominated by emotions, put your faith in His Word, as Abraham did. Romans 4:20-21. Actively share the gospel. Let the righteousness you receive from God become the motivation for you to testify about Him. Your life can be a living testimony to those around you. Summary of the main lesson. God's righteousness is a gift that we receive through faith, not through our work. God calls us to live by that faith, expressed through forgiveness, love, and sharing the gospel. Take a moment every day to reflect on God's righteousness and how you can apply it to your daily decisions. Don't forget to leave your feelings in the comments section below. What impresses you the most about God's righteousness? If this lesson helps you, share the video with your friends or relatives so that they can also hear about His grace. Thank you for watching this video. Always remember that, in God, we are justified and live in His peace. See you in the next video.